All right, welcome back to another game of On Base Baseball. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of On Base. And in this game, we're going to continue our 2016 World Series replay between the Cubs and the Cleveland Indians. It'll be Chicago at Cleveland from Jacobs Field. And the series is Cleveland up 3-2, just like in real life. The Cubs won in dramatic fashion in game number 5 as they won an extra innings game with a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 12th inning from Dexter Fowler, who parked it to deep center field, and they walked it off. Chicago's still abuzz with this World Series win, as they should be, and things are happening exactly as they did in real life. We'll see if this continues forward. Game 6 is a must-win for the Cubs, and Cleveland has 2 to play with. All right, let's get to the starting lineups here. A couple changes along the way. They're playing with the DH, obviously, so no National League rules need to apply here. For the Cubs, it's going to be Fowler leading off. Kyle Schwarber gets a start at the DH. Schwarber played in 2 games in 2016. Remember, he got hurt like the very first series or first game of the year. And then he blew out his knee, worked his way back, and was able to get into some games in the postseason. This is Kyle Schwarber, who had the inkling of the Kyle Schwarber that we know today. I mean, same kind of player, but much more experienced now. He's a -1, by the way, so he's sort of just doesn't have a lot of ABs. It's 4 plate appearances or something like that. Chris Bryant, 42 batting runs. He's at third base. Anthony Rizzo, he's also a column 1 batter. Ben Zobrist in left. Addison Russell at short. Wilson Contreras gets a start at catcher. Jason Hayward back in right field. And Javi Baez is at second base. On the mound is Jake Arrieta. Jake was, what was he? He was, let's see, get his line. I'll get his line when he comes out. But 26 stamina, 394 is his Sierra. For the Indians, it's going to be Carlos Santana leading off. Jason Kipnis at second. Lindor at short. Napoli is the first baseman. Jose Ramirez at third. Lonnie Chisenhall gets a start again in right. Coco Crisp will be out in left field. Tyler Naquin is in center, and Roberto Perez at catchers. So it's like this outfield group kind of fluctuated a little bit, but this is going to be your infield for Cleveland. Josh Tomlin back on the mound. He had a great game, number 3. Game 3, I think. He can go 24 batters, 4.24 is his Sierra. He pitched out a little bit over his skis in the first game that he pitched. He had a no-hitter through like 5 or 6. We'll see if that's what happens and goes down for Josh Tomlin here. Josh Tomlin in 2016, 29 starts, 13-9 record, 4.40 ERA, 4.24 FIP, like we said, 174 innings pitched, 118 strikeouts, but only 20 walks. So that gives him a 16% K percentage, but a 3%, less than 3% walk percentage. And so, Tomlin's game is going to throw it up there, change speeds. It's got a sinker, I believe. And he's going to try to get ground balls, if I remember Tomlin correctly. I think he was a Brave for a little bit. Yeah, let's get into this one. It's going to be Chicago at Cleveland, so we're at Jacobs Field. November 1st, 2016 is when this was originally played. Let's try to get a little bit more on the screen here. You don't really need to see the notes. A programming note, by the way, the new 2024-25 NBA season is now available. So if you're into up-tempo basketball, go to clarkandaddisongaming.com. I just posted the season. I thought I had posted it before because I created it a long time ago, but a gamer reached out to me and was like, hey, are you creating more seasons? And I thought, well, I just made one. I did. 2003, 2004 is recently released. I think it's 03, 04, something like that. And I thought I put out the newest season because I know I worked on it. So I worked on it this summer. But just for whatever reason, maybe I got distracted, but I didn't finish it. So that is available now. You can purchase the, not this season for the NBA, but the previous season. Okay. All right. Let's get into this one. Fowler, Schwarber, Bryant against Josh Tomlin. 16 is going to be a deep fly ball to center, but that's going to be playable. And that'll be out number 1 as Nicklin goes back and makes the catch. Kyle Schwarber to the plate. Schwarbombs 26 to a -1. That is going to be a ground out as he hits 1-2 shortstop. No problem for Lindor. And it's Chris Bryant to the plate, who is a 42 batting runs, 36 to a column 1 batter as a fly ball to left center field. That's going to be a can of corn out there in left. And it will be Coco Crisp, the old man, who makes the play. And that is going to be the third out. So we go to the bottom of the first. After a 3-up, 3-down top of the first, it will be Santana, Kipnis, and Lindor against Jake Arrieta. I told you I'd give Arrieta's numbers. In 2016, Jake Arrieta was, in 31 starts, 18-8, 3.10 ERA. And like I said, 3.94 Sierra, 3.52 FIP, 24% K percentage, almost a 10% walk percentage, but his whip was a minuscule 0.73. He pitched 197 and a third innings, had 190 strikeouts. So Arrieta, he does have issues with command, but he also strikes out people. So we'll see. 26 to him. He's pitching out of column number 2. So both of these guys pitching out of the second column. A 26 to a 25 batting runs is going to be a single with an error check. So he hits it to left field. We do an error check on Zobrist. No problem for Zobrist. And Santana retreats back to the bag. Jason Kipnis to the plate. Kipnis a 25. That's going to be a fly out with an error check. That's out to left field. And some tough plays for Zobrist. Zobrist, is he a minus? That's the question. He is a minus. That's going to be an E7 as he's tested out there a couple times. And that's going to lead to an error. So 2 on now with nobody out for Frankie Lindor. 24 to Lindor is a double play as they hit it to first base. So that's going to be a fielder's choice there. And we'll go 3-6-3 as Anthony Rizzo, typically a pretty good fielder, makes the play. And that's going to be 2 down in the inning. Last chance is Mike Napoli. Napoli is going to get a base hit here. He's not. He's going to fly out. I thought he was stronger than that. So that's going to be a fly out to right center field. Gliding over is the center fielder Fowler. He's going to make the catch. So Cleveland strands a runner at third. And we go to the top of the second. No score. It'll be Rizzo, Zobrist, and Russell for the Cubs. 12 is going to be a tough play. Ripped up the middle. He dives to his left. He spins around. He makes a good throw. And he gets Anthony Rizzo at first base. Let's use the second inning, not the first. And that's going to be out number 1. Nice play by Francisco Lindor. A 35 to Ben Zobrist is a strikeout. So he gets caught looking. First strikeout of the game for Tomlin. And Addison Russell to the plate. A 24 to Addison Russell will be a strikeout. So back-to-back Ks for Josh Tomlin. Another 1-2-3 inning. He just can't be stopped in this series, and it will go to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Ramirez, Chisenhall, and Coco Crisp against Jake the Snake Arrieta. 56 to Jose Ramirez. That's going to be a walk as Ramirez winds up at first. He's going to try to steal second. He's got a 6. 1-6, he's safe. He is going to be in there safely. And Lonnie Chisenhall to the plate. This will be a little tapper between first and short, or first and second. The second baseman, Javi Baez, ranges to his left, makes a good throw to first. and that's going to advance the runner over to third. So good job by Chisenhall to get a man in scoring position with less than 2 outs. 14 to Coco Crisp could be trouble. 14 to a -1 is going to be a walk. Not the worst thing. Sets up the double play. They could get out of this with a double play, and they're going to. This is going to be chopped from Naquin. Yeah, that's going to be chopped to second or shortstop. So we're going to go Addison. Well, I guess it's Addison Russell to Baez to Rizzo, and that is just what the doctor ordered, and that will be a double play to end the inning. So Cleveland strands another man at third base. Those are going to stack up eventually, or they're going to come home. We'll see what it is. 13 to Contreras. It'll be Contreras, Hayward, and Baez for the Cubbies. 13 to Contreras, who is a 9 batting runs, is a little tapper in front of the plate. No problem for Roberto Perez, who makes a good throw to first. Jason Hayward to the plate. He's actually had a pretty good series for a guy who's a -21. Batting runs, 23 is not going to be any good here as he grounds out to shortstop. Let's check the error. Oh, that's going to be an E6 on Frankie Lindor. And Jason Hayward is at first. Javi Baez to the plate. The dangerous Javi Baez, 14 to a -3. He is going to be a walk. So 2 on via some miscues. And we have 2 on with 1 out for Dexter Fowler. He was the man in the previous game at 34. Another good chance here as he has a home run chance. This is going to be a home run if this D10 is a 1-7. It's a 6, and Dexter Fowler. Bang. Wow. A 3-run jack off of Josh Tomlin. That ends everything. It ends the shutout. It ends the no-no. Wow. Perfect game is gone. And that is a 3-run jack for Dexter Fowler. As he puts one into right center field, he gets ahead in the count and gets one he likes and plants it. It's now 3-0 Cubs. Schwarbaum's to the plate, 23 to a -1 is going to be a ground out. That is hit to the pitcher. We'll check for the error. No error on the play. So we'll go 1-3 on the putout. That's out number 2. Couple of short infield hits or infield ground balls. And this one is blasted to right field as Chris Bryant gets a fastball in the corner. Rips it into deep right. Going back on it is the right fielder Chisenhall, and he makes a nice reaching catch near the wall. And that one is going to be out number 3, but not before the Cubs put 3 on the board. They lead 3-0 here in this must-win situation for them. For Cleveland, it'll be Perez, Santana, and Kipnis here in the bottom of the 3rd. A 24 to a -10 is going to be a strikeout. So Jake Arrieta, his first K of the day. Back to the top of the order with Carlos Santana. Santana in his first at-bat singled and got stranded at 3rd. A 26 is going to be another single. This time with another error check, so to right field. Stop rolling 10s, and no error in right. So 2 for 2 day for Carlos Santana. 15 to Jason Kipnis will be a ground out. That's hit to short. We're going to get the out at second base on the fielder's choice. That'll be out number 2. Let's roll against Kipnis' speed. 1-5, he's safe at first. On the 6-4 fielder's choice, it is greater than 5, so we're going to go 6-4-3 around the infield to get the double play, and that's another inning-ending double play for Jake Arrieta, who is pitching very well in this one. Go to the top of the 4th, 3-0 Cubbies, and it is Rizzo, Zobrist, and Russell. A 15 to Anthony Rizzo is a ground out as he pounds one to second base. Rizzo's been mostly a non-factor in this series. We'll see if he can come alive. Ben Zobrist to the plate. He is going to strike out looking. And Addison Russell to the plate with 2 down and nobody on, a 56 to Russell, who is a -4. That's going to be another strikeout. So Tomlin has it working today. He did give up the 3-run jack to Dexter Fowler, and we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. So another 3 up, 3 down inning for Tomlin. For Arrieta, he's facing off against the big boys, Lindor, Napoli, Ramirez. 22 to Frankie Lindor, who's batting left-handed in this one. 22 is going to be a double. That's off of the pitchers column. And a double into left center field as he pulls one past the center fielder up against the wall. Second base now for a man at second for Mike Napoli. A 13 to an 8 batting runs is a ground out to second base. That's going to be good to get the runner over as he does his job. Runner at third base with 1 out. Jose Ramirez to the plate at 35. They go right after Ramirez, and that's going to be a strikeout as they get him looking. And that's a tough one with one of their best run producers at the plate. Lonnie Chisenhall stepping in. Another 35 to a 0 is going to be a strikeout there as well. So back-to-back Ks for Jake Arrieta as he bears down with a runner at third base. That is, if you can believe it, the third runner at third base stranded by the Indians in this one. And that could be the reason that they're not going to bring this one home. We go to the 5th inning, bottom of the order for the Cubs. Contreras, Hayward, and Baez, they have a 3-run lead. And it is Wilson Contreras with a 33. That will be a home run. Wilson Contreras out to deep center field. And that is a bomb. Terry Francona says, get on the horn. Out to the bullpen. Let's see what they got out there. I don't remember. They have one guy I think that can go long distance, but let's just check that out. Cody Anderson, Mr. Anderson. So let's bring him in. Cody Anderson can go 14, and he's got a 4.77. That's not great, but he can give him some length. Josh Tomlin has given up 4 runs, and I think that closes out the day on him. So 4 innings. Just 1, 2 hits. I know you think I'm crazy. 2 hits, 4 runs. 3 are earned. 1 walk. 2, 4 strikeouts. And he faced 18, 19, 17 batters. So quick hook here. Just you got to keep them in the game. I mean, this is a chance to win in front of your home crowd. I know they have 1 more left, but you're going to have to face off against Lester or somebody in the last game in order to win that one. So you don't want to push it to a game 7 if you don't have to. So let's see if we can stop the bleeding here. May not be able to. This guy's pitching out of column number 4, so it could just be throwing gas on the fire, but Anderson's going to come in. He pitched well, I think, the last time he came in. So nobody out here in the 5th, and he'll be facing off against Jason Hayward. Don't you know? He comes right in and gives up a bomb to Hayward. Hayward gets behind one and hits a laser beam to right field. And that will be another home run. So no relief there for the weary. 2 runs in the inning, nobody out. 56 to a -3 is going to be a strikeout. So Anderson finally gets an out. And that's going to be out number 1. Dexter Fowler to the plate. He had a 3-run jack his last time up, a 36 to Fowler is going to be a fly out as he tries again. He gets under it. This one is into right center field, caught by the right fielder, and that's 2 down. And Kyle Schwarber to the plate now. He hits it deep to right center field. This one's going to get knocked down by the cool night air, and that's going to be a little bit short of the wall. 2 runs do come in for the Cubs, though. They take a 5-0 lead on a couple of home runs, one from Contreras, one from Hayward back-to-back in the 5th. So 5-0 Chicago as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Cleveland will send up Crisp, Naquin, and Perez. Coco Crisp to the plate, 13. 13 to the switch hitting Crisp, who is batting left-handed. He walked his first time up. A 13 is going to be a ground out as he hits one a little too hopper to first base. We're going to say 3 unassisted. Why not? As Rizzo takes it to the bag himself. Tyler Naquin up, 34. That could be good things. 34. Stop rolling 10s. There's a 9. 34 to a, what is he, a 14. That's a chance for a home run. But if this is an 8 or a 9, it is a strikeout. So it turns from a home run to a strikeout. Oh, wow. Takes a big cut, comes up empty, and that's going to be 2 down for Cleveland. 25 is a fly ball out to right center field. Check the center fielder for an error, no problem, as Dexter Fowler with the catch in center. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Jake Arrieta, who shuts down Cleveland in the 5th. We go to the top of the 6th inning. It's 5-0 Cubs. Anderson's still in there. He'll face Bryant, Rizzo, and Zobrist. A 34 to Chris Bryant. Let's check, make sure there's nothing on the pitchers. That's going to be a fly out to left center field. So Bryant there. A few fly outs. He's been under everything tonight. 14 to Anthony Rizzo. And that's going to be a long single to left field. He's got no speed at all, as he hits a little dribbler out into left field. Can't turn it into 2. He's at first base for Ben Zobrist. So 25 to Zobrist is going to be a fly out to center field. Let's check the error. No error on the play. That's a can of corn out there. And with 2 down and a runner at first base, we have Addison Russell, who struck out twice. Make that 3 times as he goes down looking for the first time. So the trifecta there for Addison Russell. He's got 3 strikeouts today, the hat trick. And we are going to go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 5-0 Cubs. And Arrieta can go 26 batters. He's only at 18, so he's kind of cruising at this point. But let's see if he can get through the top of the order. It's Santana, Kipnis, and Lindor. Here in the 6th, the 24 to Santana is going to be a strikeout. So Santana down for the first time. He's now 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. 15, that is going to go to Kipnis. A 15 to him is going to be a ground out as he hits one to the shortstop. No problem for Addison Russell. 2 quick outs. Frankie Lindor to the plate at 34. That's probably good things for him. 34 is going to be a home run chance. Strikeout if this is an 8 or a 9. It's a 3. And Frankie Lindor with a bomb as he goes the opposite field. Batting left-handed, he goes to the opposite field in left center. And that's going to be a solo bomb for him. He got a riding fastball. Stayed up, sinker stayed up, caught the outside corner, and he just drove it. 25, this will be another fly ball out to center field, dead center. Let's check the error. No error on Fowler. And he makes a nice catch in center. That will be the 3rd out, but Cleveland does get on the board here in the 6th. It's 5-1. We go to the top of the 7th, and it'll be Contreras, Hayward, and Baez. Anderson could go 14 batters. He's only... he hasn't even made it to 9 yet. So we'll give him one more inning, see if he can get through it. This is a little tapper to the pitcher. A tough play up the line, and he's going to go over. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give him a 1 unassisted. So he goes and he grabs the ball and tags the base runner going up the line. It's the catcher. So I never get to do that, so I'm going to do that one here. All right, a 13. This will be to Jay Hay. He has been on base twice. He scored 2 runs. He has a home run and an RBI. Pretty solid for a -21 batting runs player. He is going to ground out here, though, to the shortstop. No problem for Lindor. Lindor feeling pretty good. Puts a little extra mustard on that one. And Javi Baez to the plate, a 13. 13 to Baez is going to be the same fate. He grounds out to the shortstop, and Lindor takes care of business. In a 1-2-3 inning in the 7th, as the Cubs go down in order, they lead 5-4, or 5-1. They lead by 4 here in the game number 6. Cubs trying to stay alive, keep this one together. They're going to keep Arrieta out there. He can go 26 batters before he has to change his column, and he is doing pretty well. But he's going to throw a 45 to Jose Ramirez. That's going to be a base hit to left center field. Ramirez continues to be hot in this one. He's going to steal a base again. 1-6, he's safe. He's in there as he's trying to get himself in scoring position, give him as many opportunities as possible. Lonnie Chisenhall to the plate, though. 35 to a 0 is going to be a strikeout, as Chisenhall has not helped at all in this one. He's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Coco Crisp, 1 for 2. He's got a walk, and he grounded out in his last at-bat of 56 to a -1 will be a strikeout, as Jake Arrieta gets back-to-back Ks. It's like they get runners on base, and Jake Arrieta just bows up. Tyler Naquin to the plate. Naquin, at 45, that's going to be trouble as he hits a base hit into right center field. That will score the runner from second base with 2 outs. And that will be an RBI single for Tyler Naquin. That cuts the lead to 5-2. Roberto Perez to the plate. A 13 to him is going to be a ground out as he rolls over one to the shortstop. And that is the 3rd out of the inning as Addison Russell makes a good peg to first. It's now 5-2. Cubs in familiar position here. They've blown many a save in this series, and they are set up for it at this time. And let's see if they can hold. We're going to go with a new pitcher. Who would the new pitcher be? It's the top of the order. You really need to have somebody in there. Let's go with Dan Otero. Otero's been pretty good for them. So this guy goes 1, 2, 3 innings. Probably should have been starting him. I don't know. He gave up, 2 hits? 2 hits, 1 run. That run was earned. No walks and 2 Ks. He faced 9, 10, 11 batters. All right, so good relief outing there for Cody Anderson, who comes in and throws pretty well for them. Sorry, I can't keep it at that angle. There we go. And we've got top of the order coming up in the top of the 8th inning for Dexter Fowler. For Dan Otero. Otero is 4 and a 2.66. So he's coming out of column 1, and he'll face off against Fowler, Schwarber, and Bryant. Fowler, a home run already in this one, and he's going to tag Otero for one as he jumps on the first pitch. Wow. So this one to the opposite field, Dexter Fowler feeling it. He has 3 home runs in his last 5 at-bats. Wow, man. Single-handedly bringing the Cubs back into the series. He has 2 home runs and 4 RBIs today. He's 2 for 4 as he puts the Cubs up 6-2, gets one of those runs back. Otero not fooling anybody. This one's driven to deep left center field. Kyle Schwarber gets a hold of one, but that's going to stay in the park. Why am I doing that? That's going to be an F8. Sorry, it's not a home run. It's out number 1. Get a little homer happy. It is Chris Bryant to the plate. Bryant needs a 45 for a homer. He hits a 26. 26 to him is going to be a base hit as he goes over the first baseman's head, loops it into right field. And he will stay at first base after a bit of a turn. He's at first for Rizzo. Rizzo having a hard time with a 23 is going to be a ground out. with an error check. So that's back to the pitcher. No error on the pitcher. So we're going to call that a fielder's choice since we had to do the error check. So only play is going to be to first base. I like to kind of think of it that way. So 2 down with a runner in scoring position, and it is Ben Zobrist to the plate. Zobrist, big goose egg today, over 3, a couple of strikeouts. 24 is going to be another strikeout, as that is the hat trick for him. He strikes out looking, but the Cubbies do get 1. That's not anything. Cubs do get 1 on the Dexter Fowler home run. Fowler single-handedly keeping the Cubs in this series. He's got 2 homers, 2 runs, 4 RBIs in this game. All right, and we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Jake Arrieta is still in the game. He's reached 27 batters. He's now officially past his stamina. What do we go with? Do we go with him? Top of the order? I just don't think he can do that. I don't think he can do that in good conscience. Our options are Trevor Cahill, Justin Grimm is a pretty good option. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go with Justin Grimm and Pedro Strop to end it. So let's go with that. I just have no trust for Rondon or Chapman, either one. Both of them have blown games. Grimm, 3 batters, 3-3-2. So he'll be pitching out of column number 1. That doesn't really matter because both Rondon and Chapman have pitched out of that same column. So we're really just taking a chance by getting Arrieta out of the game. He goes 7 innings. Pitched terrific. Gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. Scattered 6 hits. Gives up 2 runs. Both are earned. How many walks? 1. Just 1 walk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Ks. Another good start for him. No hit by pitch. He faced 27 batters and no wild pitches. So into the game is Justin Grimm. Justin Grimm, 68 appearances, 2-1 record, 4.10 ERA, 3.32 FIP, 29% K percentage, but that is an ugly 10% walk percentage. So in 52 2/3 innings, 65 Ks, but also 23 walks. His whip is 0.8, or that's his home runs per 9. His whip is 1.33. All right. Let's see if a Cub reliever can hold a lead. Be facing off against the big boys at the top. It's Carlos Santana, Jason Kipnis, and Frankie Lindor. Santana 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. He struck out his last time up at 36. To him is going to be a fly out. This goes out to center field. That'll be a can of corn out there for Dexter Fowler, who is on cloud 9 with 2 home runs today. Jason Kipnis to the plate, 24. 24 to Kipnis is going to be a strikeout, so that's first strikeout of the game for Justin Grimm. And Frankie Lindor, last chance here, 45 to him, is going to be a single as he punches one through the left side into left center field. He could take an extra base. Not going to do that here. Frankie Lindor, 3 for 4 with a homer, a double, a single. He's only a triple short of the cycle. Mike Napoli to the plate, a 44 to Napoli. 44 is going to be a walk. 44 is going to be a single. Even better than a walk. So that with 2 outs pushes the runner to third base and runners at the corners. Jose Ramirez to the plate. They're going to intentionally walk Jose Ramirez. And it'll be Lonnie Chisenhall to the plate with bases loaded, 2 down. Chisenhall at 22. Can you believe it? 22, it's going to be a double or a triple if this is an 8 or better. It is not, and that is going to be a 2-bagger. That's going to clear the bases. And once again, a Cub pitcher is not able to hold this lead. Thankfully, it's just a 1, 2, 3. So they're up 6-2, and now it's 6-5. I'm going to go with Pedro Strop. He's the only reliever that's gotten anybody out. I can't believe this Cubs bullpen. It's really just ridiculous. Strop, 3 batters, 2-5-2. I don't know what I'm going to do after this. Hopefully he can just get through and get one out. He's got a runner at second base, so the tying run is at second. And that will be 0.2 innings for Justin Grimm, who gives up 1, 2, 3 hits, 3 runs, all are earned. 1 walk, strikeout. He faced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 batters. Oh, this Cubs bullpen. Arrieta just steaming on the sideline. He still has the lead, but very frustrating. All right, so it'll be Coco Crisp against Pedro Strop. Pedro Strop pitching out of the first column. It didn't matter for Justin Grimm. Let's see if it matters for him. A 36 to a third column batter is going to be a fly out to left field. And that is the third out of the inning. But Cleveland closes the gap. They now are trailing by 1, 5-4, or 6-5 as we go to the top of the 9th inning. They're going to bring in their closer again. That's Cody Allen. That's been a formula that's worked for them. So he can go 4 batters. He has a 2.90. Sierra, Chad Otero goes 1 inning. It's like nobody really wants to win this one. He gives up 2 hits, a run. That's the home run to Fowler. No walks and a K. 2, 4, 5 batters. And let's see who wants to bring this one home. Cleveland needs 2 runs to win, but they've got to hold the Cubs here. It'll be Addison Russell, Wilson Contreras, and Jay Hay for the Cubs. Russell with the hat trick so far, trying to avoid the golden sombrero. He's going to face off against Cody Allen. A 33 is going to do it, as that's going to be a base hit off of Allen as he gets it a really high chopper over the third baseman's head. Ramirez, not a tall man. He tries to jump for it, but he can't get it. And that goes over into left field. So Addison Russell on board at first, not a threat to steal. Wilson Contreras, he has a bomb already today. 36 to Contreras is going to be a fly out. This out to right field, right along the line. No movement by the runner at first base, so he's back to first. 36 to Jay Hay. Hayward with a fly out. This one to the left field line. Moving over is going to be the left fielder, Coco Crisp. He makes the catch right on the chalk, and runner stays at first base. This will be Javi Baez. Baez is 35 to a -3 is going to be a strikeout. As Baez down for the second time today, he's going to finish his day 0 for 3. He did have a walk and a run scored on the Fowler 3-run homer. But that's going to be it for the Cubs as Cody Allen comes in and shuts them down in the 9th. It is 6-5, more high drama here in game number 6. The Cubs are trying to get to game 7. What stands in their way is Tyler Naquin, Roberto Perez, and Carlos Santana. Tough 3 outs for Pedro Strop, but he's going to stay out there. He can go 3 batters. He's only faced 1 so far. Joe Madden sits him down in the dugout, and he says, "Young man, you're the only one that's got any outs in this entire series. We need 3. Go get him. 56. That's going to be a good one. That's a strikeout for out number 1 as he gets Naquin with the gas. Roberto Perez to the plate. There's got to be somebody better than him, right? They do have backup catchers, so if we pinch hit for them, what will happen? Rajay Davis is the same. Juan Uribe, worse. Almonte, same. Let's go with Brandon Guyer. It's Brandon Guyer time. So Guyer's going to pinch hit. In the 9th, he is a 6. Batting runs. And Guyer, 6 plus 3. So not a lot of speed, but he can get on base. So let's see if he does. That's the big question mark. Just because he can. He's facing Pedro Strop. He's in there batting for Roberto Perez. Perez is 0 for the day. Had a strikeout, a flyout, and a groundout. A 14 to his 6 batting runs. He is going to be a walk. So a little chink in the armor for Pedro Strop. Do any of these guys have any speed whatsoever? Abraham Almonte is a 7. We're going to put Almonte in there as a pinch runner. Almonte is a 7. So we'll say a pinch runner just to give an indication there. All right, so Almonte is a 7. We got to steal with him. Try to get him in scoring position for Santana and Kipnis. 1 to 7, he's safe. He is going to be in there with a stolen base. So runner at second with 1 out. The drama continues. A 66. Oh, it's a long single. That is going to be a game-tying single. Man, I thought Strop could do it. So that's going to be a base hit. A long single is going to score the run from second base as he hits it into the left center field gap. The pinch runner, Almonte, comes around to score. That's an RBI for Carlos Santana, who's now 3 for 5 with 3 singles. Brings up Jason Kipnis to the plate. 1 out, 1 on. 24 to Kipnis is a double play, and that's 1 batter too late. But they go 6-4-3 on the double play. So that'll be out number 2 on the fielder's choice and out number 3. So they go Russell to Baez to Rizzo. And wouldn't you know it? Look at that. They've scored 4, 5, 6 runs since the 6th inning. And this is just how this series has gone, man. These Indians are not going away. We're going to the top of the order. Cody Allen is still in the game. He can go 4 batters. I'm going to leave him in there per my rule. It's going to be the end of the line for Pedro Strop, though. So Cody Allen in the top of the 10th, facing the top of the order. Is he going to give up another gopher ball to Dexter Fowler? That is the big question. 26 is going to be a strikeout off of the pitcher card. Kyle Schwarber to the plate. Schwarbombs a 14. He is 0 for 4. 14 to a -1 is going to be a walk. So doing what he does best. Well, one of the 2 things that he does best. So Schwarber in there. We're going to have Chris Bryant to the plate. 24 to Bryant is going to be a double play as he grounds it to short. So we go 6-4 to 3. And that is going to end the inning. So Chris Bryant, frustrated, throws his hat down in disgust as he ends the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 10th. We got to get a new pitcher in there. Let's go with boy, oh boy. Who do you go with here? John Lackey? I don't know, man. Let's go with Trevor Cahill. Everybody's settling in for a long winter's nap here. 6-3-9-3, because it's like their hair's on fire all the way up to the 9th inning, and then they get to the extra innings and just can't score. So we've had This has been the greatest tabletop baseball series in the history of mankind. I've never watched a series of games. There's been one game not go to extra innings or settled in the bottom of the ninth. Every single game has gone to extra innings or has been settled in the ninth inning. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this before. So Pedro Strop, sorry, buddy. You go 1 1/3. Give up 1 run, but it was kind of an important one. Did he give up any hits? Yeah, he gave up 1 hit, 1 run. He had 1 walk and 1 strikeout. So 1's a bound with Pedro Strop. He's got 3, 4, 5 batters. Yeah, 1 job. All right, let's go. It will be Trevor Cahill into the game. He'll face off against Lindor, Napoli, and Ramirez. Trevor Cahill, 50 games, 4-4 record, 2.74 ERA, 3.93 FIP, 23% K percentage, but a high 12% walk percentage. 35 walks in 65 innings. This is not good. 66 Ks, though. A little better than 1 an inning. And so we go to Francisco Lindor. Lindor is a triple short of the cycle. He would get a triple if he rolled a 22 and had an 8 or 9 on the D10. That's the only way he gets a triple, so it's pretty rare. 45, that's going to be a base hit to right field as he gets it between first and second, and he'll be on at first base. Dare we steal? We dare. 1-6. He's safe. Oh! Wilson Contreras gets him at second base on the caught stealing. Oh my gosh, 66% chance, and he gets caught. That is going to put a dent in it, as Napoli with the 33. Napoli, 33. He's facing a guy who is Trevor Cahill. Cahill is in the 3.93. He's in column 2. The reason I'm doing that is because there's a pitcher result on column 1, but not column 2. So when we look at 33, and we see Mike Napoli as in 8 batting runs, I'm looking at a 33, and that looks like this one is jacked down the line. It is gone if it stays fair. The umpire says it's fair. This game is over. Flashes of Joe Carter as Mike Napoli. He's floating around the bases. He's not actually even touching the ground. And that is going to be your ball game and your series. The Cubs had this one in their hands, give it up in the 9th inning, and Mike Napoli says, thanks, I'm going to take that home. So that is a game-winning, World Series winning home run from Mike Napoli. Wow. So Cleveland is going to win this one by a series score of 4-2 as they bring it home in 10 innings. Let's just double check the score. So 4-5-6, 5-6. So they're going to win this one by a score of 7-6. I am going to put you on hold. I'll finish up all the stat lines and stuff, and then we'll come back and finish this one off proper. All right, and we are back to wrap this one up. Cleveland wins the game and the series 7-6 on a dramatic walk-off home run in the 10th inning of game number 6. Cleveland wins the series 4-2. They reverse history and bring home the championship. They're first in, was it ever? I don't know. I don't remember if they won one, but they hadn't even been to the World Series in a long time, since the 90s when they came in 2016. So we get a single with a caught stealing in the bottom of the 10th, Lindor, and then Mike Napoli steps up against Trevor Cahill and delivers the knockout blow as he hits a laser beam down the left field line at Jacobs Field. It just gets over that huge wall and left, and the city of Cleveland is going crazy right now. For the line scores, it's 6 runs on 7 hits and 1 error for the Cubs, 7 runs on 12 hits and 1 error for Cleveland. The Cubs only have themselves to blame. They were up by a score of 5-0 going into the 6th inning. They gave up 4, 5, 6 runs from the 6th inning on, including a huge 3-spot where Lonnie Chisenhall, of all people, hit a 3-run double with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the 8th inning, and that brought them within 1, a walk, and a stolen base. So a pinch hit walk to Brandon Guyer, a stolen base from the pinch runner Almonte, a single from Carlos Santana brought home the go-ahead run. They got a 6-4-3 double play after that, which was 1 batter too late. Pedro Strop came in and shut down the 8th inning after it was Justin Grimm giving up a 3-run double to Lonnie Chisenhall. Strop comes in and puts out the fire, but he gives up the game-tying run, and you can just see that's a lot of filled in here on this side of the score sheet. There's not a lot of filled in on that side of the score sheet. So all their runs come early. They get back-to-back home runs from Contreras and Hayward. The Cubs do back in the 5th. They get a 3-run jack from Dexter Fowler. They were in control. Jake Arrieta comes out of the game after 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 7 Ks, pitched the game of his life, and the bullpen gives it up. The Cubs managing only a single home run from Dexter Fowler, his second of the game, back in the 8th inning. That put them up 6-2. Everybody thought we were headed to Game 7 at that point. But these Cleveland Indians had no give up in them as Mike Napoli gets to the plate and drills a solo homer in the 10th. I expected nothing less from this game. Let's see. We got all of our games over here. Let's just pull them up as a recap, and then we will put this series to rest. So let's check it out here. Let's check it out. So this one is next. 2-1, 3-1, 1-1. All right. So let's see here. Game series recap. Chicago wins game 1 in Cleveland 4-3 on a Chris Coughlin home run in the 10th inning, top of the 10th inning. Game-winning RBI as the Cubs came, they gave it up here too, the 8th and the 9th. They had it. Who was it in here? Aroldis Chapman. Chapman gives up 3 hits and a run, including, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So he gives up a home run here to Jose Ramirez. That is the game-tying home run, as Ramirez was unstoppable. 2 home runs, 2 singles in that game. Johnny Lester had 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, just like we did here. Corey Kluber pitched well, but it came down to the bullpen again. Didn't need to. They scored 2 in the 8th and 1 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th to tie the game at 3, and that's just how it went. It was really one was off Lester. So Lester gave up an RBI single here along the way, and then actually it was just a run charged to Lester. So that's what it was. It was given up by Rondon. Rondon couldn't hold the lead. All right, game 2, 12-11. Game-winning RBI was more runs here in the bottom of the 8th and 9th. 5 runs scored in the 8th and 9th. I'm telling you, this Chicago Cubs bullpen was just unbelievably bad. The starters mostly lived up to the hype. Arrieta not good here, but Montgomery came in for a couple of innings. Grimm gave up 2 runs. Should have seen that coming. And this is a Jason Kipnis triple to score 2 runs, and then a sac fly by Francisco Lindor brings home Jason Kipnis from third with the game-winning RBI in the bottom of the 9th inning. So that game did not go to extras, but it was won in the bottom of the 9th inning. We went to Chicago for game number 3. Cleveland comes out with the 5-3 victory. They have more runs here in the 10th inning as this one goes to extra innings. This time it was the Cubs pushing it into extra innings with a Ben Zobrist home run to right field. Zobrist 2 for 4 in the game, and he was clutch. A 1-out, bottom of the 9th inning home run to right field tied it up. But they couldn't get anything going in the 10th. And it was Roberto Perez. No, it was Yan Gomes. Yan Gomes had come into the game, hit a go-ahead triple to right field, and then later scored on the Tyler Naquin single. Can't make this stuff up, man. Josh Tomlin, 6 innings, 2 runs, 2 hits. That was the game. He went, I don't know, he went into the 5th or something with a no-hitter. Kyle Hendricks, 4 hits, 2 runs over 6 innings, only 1 earned. Pitched well enough to win. Again, it is Chapman giving up the 2 runs here in the 10th inning. Stroke came in and got the batters he needed to, but too little too late. This was the only non-blowout game, so this is the only game that was not decided. Although it was 5-3 going into the 9th inning, but we get a 3-run jack, excuse me, from Jason Kipnis as a single error home run, bam. And then Santana with a double, but nobody was on base. So John Lackey, 7 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, only 4 were earned. Kluber goes 8, 5 hits, 3 runs, only 2 earned. So several errors in this series. And that was the only real, what you would call a blowout. Chris Bryant, first pitch he saw, went deep to left field. Still in Chicago for game number 5. We get a walk-off home run from Dexter Fowler, a 2-run jack in the 12th inning, puts the Cubs up 8-6. Lots of chances here for the Cleveland Indians, but just couldn't get them home. Lester, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs. Montgomery comes in for an inning. He did give up a run, but he did get the win on the walk-off. He gave up the game-tying run here, and then gives up the it was Shaw. Brian Shaw couldn't get anybody out either. He gives up the game-winning home run to Dexter Fowler, and then we go to today's game. So game number 6, a walk-off, game-winning, World Series-winning home run. I don't think that's happened since Joe Carter walked one off. Maybe it's happened since then, but what an unbelievable series. I can't believe it. It's definitely ranks up there with the greatest 6 games I've ever put on video. All right, if you have any questions or comments about this game, please leave them down in the comments section. Hopefully you're following along. This is played with On Base Baseball, the 2016 edition, and you can pick that up at clarkandaddisongaming.com. Like I said, Up-Tempo Basketball just came out with the latest season, 24-25, which was the past NBA season. Not the one that we're currently halfway through, but the one from before where, I don't know who was it. It was Oklahoma and somebody in the finals, Oklahoma and Indiana. I don't remember. I think it was Indiana in the finals. So you can check that out and purchase that if you are looking for up-tempo basketball. That's kind of a medium play game that's really good and quick. It's got an up-tempo mode, which lets you play teams sort of off the team stats, and then it also includes the top 10 players for each team on their depth charts. And so you get a flavor of everyone. There's a channel out there, Max's Cards and Dice Dugout. He is doing an ABA replay, 74-75 ABA replay using Dr. J and the Nets. And so he plays it pretty much to the full, to the max. And Max, got it. That's little pun there. So he plays it. Sorry, he plays it all out. And so you can get a really good look at the game there. Probably takes him 45, 50 minutes or something like that to play the game. So he is doing every single role for everything, including like every time there's a scoring run, he's deciding is it the starter or the bench player who gets the points. And so I don't typically do that. I typically just give all the points to the starters myself. You can do it any way that you want to with that. He's also rolling everything out. There's a dice rolling application that handles the timing, it handles the dice rolls, and makes the game a little bit faster as well. That's available free, and you can get a link to that in the game guide that comes with the game. You can also find that on, if you go to the website, I think I have a link to it on the Uptempo basketball page for Uptempo. So Uptempo is just one of the two games. AIG basketball is also quick playing, full simulation. It uses individual player cards, where Uptempo basketball has team sheets. Instead of, it does have individual players on it, but it doesn't have individual cards. AIG basketball has individual cards. Every player that got into a game, you're going to get, including the scrub buckets at the end of the bench, or guys who were hurt or whatever. So that's more of a replay game, but it plays very fast and very quickly. And that allows you to do a lot of substitutions and that type of mechanic if you want to get into that. I also have another basketball game. It's called Triple Threat Basketball. And Triple Threat is very detailed and very interesting. Right now, the only thing available for Triple Threat is going to be the top 75 NBA players. So if you're looking for something that's kind of an all-star type game, it's got every single player from the NBA 75 team, which was released, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. And the unique part about that game is that it's just kind of got a lot of detail to it. It's got a really nice flow to it. Fast breaks work really well. It's still just one sheet for the charts, the game charts. And there are individual player cards for that one. So you can either have the tall cards, which have a photo that you can download for free as a different file on the website. So there's two files. One is for the game itself, and one is for the photos. So the photos I can't sell, so I had to separate those out and just offer those free. I just took those from online and made some nice photos that fit on the cards. You're going to have to take the photos and put them onto the tall cards if you want the photos on the cards, but you can do that in any PDF software these days. You know, you can go to I Love PDF and insert images into a PDF or whatever you want. So that is super cool. I mean, they're nice if you print them on good cardstock. I mean, those cards are nice. You can check out Rod's Tabletop Hoops, the YouTube channel. He did a couple videos on Triple Threat Basketball, and he shows off the cards and just kind of shows you how you can do that, where you put those player images on there. The game is pretty highly detailed, but it's definitely playable. You can play it in an hour and a half, I think. And so it is definitely playable, but it's a little bit longer form than either AIG basketball or Uptempo basketball. I'm working on a game called Field General Football. The cards are going to look something like this. So that the logo has been updated just a little bit, but it's going to be an FAC-driven game. You can see there's 4 different plays that you can select, and the heart of the game is that you are the quarterback. So quarterbacks are not rated in the game. You are the quarterback, and you have to call the plays, looking at the defense and looking at the players that you have and how those players are affected by each of the different plays. You are trying to get the team down the field, and it is more of a strategic game and very difficult at times, difficult to score. So it really you feel the swings, you feel the frustrations of trying to get a football team down the field. It's really, it locks into field position, turnovers, kind of the heart of what football is. And I know for all the flash and the throwing and everything in the modern game, it still comes down to, can you run the football and can you make good decisions about field position? Can you make field goals whenever you get close enough to have an opportunity? Can you push the other team back? Can you play defense once you get the field position? Can you flip the field whenever you're in a disadvantageous, at a disadvantage as far as field position is concerned? Detroit kicked a 70-yard punt the other day that went straight out of bounds at the 1-yard line. That flipped the field from the 30 on one end down to the 1 on the other end. And, that's the kind of stuff that you need in order to win football games. Fortunately for my Vikings, they didn't win. But that was a terrific play in that situation where you can get a kick like that. And that's the kind of stuff that you have to think about. That'll be sold in decades. So I'll have the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and then maybe back to the 60s. We'll see. But that game's going to be sold 10 seasons at a time. You're going to get all the players rated, or all the teams rated, and then each of them will have players rated. So for different positions, those positions will represent the starters in those positions, because that's who I'm looking at to do the ratings. And then there'll be a team defense that's connected to every single play, whether it's a running play or a passing play. The defense comes in, whether the defense is adding yardage to the play or subtracting yardage. So very cool game, FAC driven. It only takes about 30 or 40 minutes to play a full NFL game, every drive, every play. And that was created by Jason Graham over at the Jason Flash Football YouTube channel. And so you can check him out. Please go and give him a subscribe. He created the game back in the 90s, sold 1,000 copies of the game, and the game kind of went away for a while. He lost track of it, and then has come back recently, just in the last 5 or 6 years, I think, has been reintroduced to him, and he's gotten, people have helped him to get the game back in his possession with scans and stuff like that. And so he has given me all that information. It used to be called Flash Football, but he was going to reintroduce it as Field General Football, but didn't think he'd be able to do the game justice. So he transferred ownership to me about 3 weeks ago, and it will be released through Clark and Addison Gaming as Field General Football. And I'm hoping to do a full-on printed version, as well as an print and play PDF version that will sell on the website. We'll also try to sell all the components through the Game Crafter. At the very least, the FAC deck is going to be printed, kind of like we did with Play Action Express, even if we don't get all the other components in a printable booklet. But I'm trying to get everything together. He's got a lot of different things over the years. It's been about 3 versions, so just kind of looking through all the data, looking through all the components that he's created, and seeing which ones fit best. There is a fictional team creation component. If you're familiar with Jason's work, you know that he is big on fictional and creating fictional kind of career modes into his games. And so this one has a career mode as well. So trying to figure out what's the best way to do that. Are there some updates that could be made to that process to make it even more engaging than it already is? So it's still going to be some time with that, though you can see how it's played. I've got the core gameplay down because I've played some games with it already. Speaking of, I worked on Diamond Dynasty this week with some of my time off, and that game is coming along very well. I'll continue to work on the printed version, which is really, I want that game to be in a printed version. Essentially, what you're going to get is a booklet, a coil-bound booklet, nicely bound, and it's going to have all the instructions in it. It's going to have all the charts in it. So you're going to be able to run your league, or going to be, your league. It's all fictional. Nothing is actual Major League Baseball or anything. But essentially, you can go back and look at some of the videos of the development of Diamond Dynasty. It's a fictional career/GM tabletop baseball game. So the focus is not as much on play-by-play, although there is going to be a play-by-play module if you want to use that. The focus is really on getting through the management part of the simulation. So managing players, managing finances, managing things like your stadium and concessions, managing your roster is a huge part of it. There are team owners that are going to be connected to each team, which provide you some limitations that you're going to be able to do. I've recently added, and I shared this on Facebook yesterday, I added 3 different modes to the game. So one is going to be called the Dynasty mode, and that's going to be what you've seen already. Except, actually what you've seen is more the sandbox mode, but Dynasty mode will apply Dynasty points to different actions. So actions connected to team management, connected to winning games, connected to personnel and the way that you handle personnel, and also connected to finances. So how you do financially. So in those 4 key areas for meeting different benchmarks or getting things to happen, you're going to get Dynasty points. After 5 seasons, 10 seasons, whatever you decide, you'll sort of declare a winner based off of their Dynasty score. So you get Dynasty points. That's your Dynasty score. And you accumulate that Dynasty score over a set period of time. The suggestion is 7 to 10 seasons. That way you give it enough time to really kind of play out. You give people strategies long enough. You could do 5, but that's kind of quick. And I know that you're like, well, 5 or 10 seasons could take me the rest of my life. The game is created so that you can finish a season in an hour to an hour and a half. So it's really not a huge time investment any more than you would say for an NFL replay or something like that. You could play out the entire Dynasty mode, and then after 10 seasons or whatever, you could do 15, you could do 20, you could do 50, whatever you want to do. But after that, you sort of keep up with their Dynasty score, and then you declare a winner. If you wanted to play with others, it would be like a really good way to do that. There's also going to be the championship mode, which only cares about winning. So you're going to get rewarded by the owners for meeting their criteria or their goal rewards, but you're not going to get docked for anything. The only limitation there, and the goal is to win as many championships as you can in 10 years. And so whatever team wins the most championships, that is going to be the winner of the game. You still have to manage everything, because if your team has 3 negative net incomes in a row, the team has to relocate, which basically means the players stay, they go to a new city, and your non-star players are going to take a -1 to their skill rating, and you are going to be reset back financially to 0. So you kind of get a fresh start, but you get docked a little bit on your non-star players. Your star players stay the same. Your contracts with them stay the same. Your contracts with the non-star players stay the same. They just they take a skill bump down, a regression. So that's with 3 negative net income seasons. So that's going to be 3 seasons where you carry a loss over into the next season. You got to fold up and go to a new place. So there is some floor there. There's a limitation. You can't just spin like crazy and just hope that you win. But you might be able to do that for 1 or 2 seasons and take a couple of losses. Then you got to completely shift. And so that's kind of the Marlins strategy, right? So the used to be the Florida Marlins, but Miami. They, over the years, under Wayne Huizinga, he would just build them up into, spend $1 million gazillion on his team, produce a championship, and the next year ship them all out and start all over. And then 5 years later, those young guys that he got back in those trades, he would add, to them. And they won 2 championships in 10 years doing that model. So that's kind of going to be rewarded in this championship mode. And then the last one is sandbox mode, which you can play with everything. You can have no financial constraints or whatever you want to do. It's you playing the game, getting the mechanics down, doing everything with no real consequences. You could lose money for 10 years and it's nothing. It's just a typical sandbox mode. So that's what you've been watching me play. So there's no pressure necessarily for you to make particular moves with your team in that mode. It's more like, hey, I want to try this out and see, is this a legitimate way to go? You can really try out different strategies on different types of teams. We're also going to start with some preset teams. So I have 8 preset teams, and I'm creating a new draft mode for setting up a team. So if you use those preset teams, each team comes with its own sort of roster. They're called roster highlights, but really it's just roster formation. So they'll give you all of the different players. So you're going to get 1 5-skill veteran. You're going to get 2 4-skill players. You're going to get 3 3-skill players. You're going to get 7 2-skill players, like that. It's going to be up to you to distribute those players onto your roster. So you are going to get a chance to decide before the game starts where your 5 stars go. The alternative before was that you roll for every player and you just say, okay, I'm rolling for my first baseman, and you get what comes at first base. But here you're going to be able to decide, what do you want? Where do you want your 5-star or 2 5-star players to go? And then after that, you're going to have to roll for their age and some different things like that. So, but you get some choice about where you put different players on your team. And you're going to get a different team makeup, a roster makeup. So that's going to be kind of handed to you. But you, as the gamer, are going to get some agency in deciding how that roster is built. So I really try to focus on more gamer player agency. So I felt like the game was real luck based, like it was just kind of roll and see. I wanted there to be a lot more gamer agency. I want it to be replayable. I want there to be more investment from the gamer. And I also want it to be a little bit more solo friendly. So I'm still going to build in some AI sort of assistance, AI in terms of like the computer, right? So if you are playing one team and you just want the computer, so to speak, or the AI to run all the other teams, you'll have some assistance there as to like what kind of choices they need to make and stuff like that. So they are mostly going to be beholden to playing by the quote unquote rules. So they'll be trying to please their owner, get dynasty points, that type of thing. So they're going to be a little bit predictable in that way, but hopefully we can put in just a little bit of unpredictability through some roles, just so that they don't perform exactly the same every time. You can't manipulate them. And what else? I'm going to have 2 different systems for the playing out regular season and playoff games. One is going to be the play-by-play module that I talked about. I've shared that before on the channel. And the other is going to be just the regular, kind of the quicker playing. So there'll be 2 ways to go. You can choose to burn through games very quickly, or you can choose to do the regular season that way. And if you want to do the playoffs, play-by-play, you can do that. I did the play-by-play module because I just wanted more time with the players. The way that the aging works you may get 5 or 6 seasons with a player, but I wanted to get to know them just a little bit more. As I did that, I thought, well, I don't know if I'd want to do this for a long time. I don't have that kind of longevity, but maybe others do, and you want to just do, you want to have all those management aspects of the game, but you also want to play the game like a traditional tabletop game. It would be more like a basic, a very super basic tabletop game. I thought about even connecting the on-base baseball to it. So it'll be pretty basic and easy to play. The players will be rated and that type of thing, and so you're gonna get some interesting matchups and stuff like that. So it plays really well. It plays fair. It plays like a table. I mean, I'm taking a lot of care in making it. The percentages are good with the baseball game, but you can play with a sheet like this where you play out actual games, right? So if you want to do that for playoffs or the championship game, or you want to do it for random team of the game of the week kind of games or whatever you want to do, you could do that. You can mix and match between that and the fast play game. So it's all going to be based off the same ratings in the same rating system. And it has to do with the player's skills. So you can do that as you want to. There's no score generator necessarily, but it's kind of a score generator with the fast game. You're looking at the team's overall skill rating. You're looking at their stars. How many stars do they have? You're looking at whether they have home field advantage, and then that's going to give you kind of a baseline runs per game. And then there's a little bit of not luck, but there's a little bit of chance there because you're going to roll to see are they above or below that runs per game, and that's somewhat based off of the other team's starting pitching. And if you're playing the full-on game, there is a bench, so you'll have bench players, you'll have 2 relievers, and then you'll have your starting pitcher. For the quicker playing game, it's really just your starters that figure in, unless you want to roll in a bench player. But the bench players get added in to the overall skill of the team. So it may not be a perfect system, but it's a good system for getting runs and allowing teams to build towards something. The better your skill is, the better chance you have to win. So that's just kind of how it is. So a nice balance, I think, of playability, replayability, and skill in building the game. So that's really what I was going for. So Diamond Dynasty, that'll be coming out soon. And I'd love in the future to be able to port that idea to football, American football, to basketball. I would love to be able to do that and have that kind of be a series of games in major sports where you're able to build this sort of dynasty. I could see that going off into golf or tennis where you could build out a player and you could do like take your player from here to there and kind of do a career mode with those. So that's not easy to do on the tabletop because you got to kind of bring things and boil things down in some ways, and you got to cut some corners. But hopefully it feels good to you whenever you play it, and it gives you a short enough time to play that you can actually see the arc of the season. I think that's really what most people want when they're talking about a career or GM mode. They want their decisions to matter. They want to see a career arc for players or a player, and they want it to be pretty fast so that you don't have to play for like a month for one season just to see all that happen. So hopefully that's what comes out. It won't be completely outcomes based. Your input is going to have a lot to do with it, but it will be statistical and statistically accurate. So very excited about that one. And I don't know what else. I'm working on precision baseball right now, so that was not finished. And I'll be working on the NFL season once that is finished and we get into the playoffs. I should be able to pump out the newest play action football season for 2025. And hopefully I can have that done by the playoffs so that you can play out the playoffs. That would be good. And On Base Baseball 2025 is already out there, so you can play that one. So there's lots of things happening. There's always lots of things going on. And Jason has told me about other Flash games that he's created, so they're FAC-driven games that he would be willing to give to me in the future if I'm interested. I think I'd like to just deal with Field General Football, and then maybe after that we can talk about some other games that he has. So he has a hockey game. He has I want to say it's basketball or baseball. Basketball, I think. So he's got some other sports that he does with the Flash sort of idea with the FACs. And so we'll see if some of those can come into the fold. He's a very good designer, so he does about 75% of the lifting just by taking his game on. He's already figured out the percentages and everything right for the FACs. He's good at making the FACs. So that's not my strong suit. So it's been good to partner with him on the FAC creation. All right. I got to get going. Merry Christmas to you. I know we're in between Christmas and New Year's. So if I don't see you before New Year's, Happy New Year. And hope that your new year is full of blessings and goodness, and that it is going to be a good year for you. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. We're up over 500 subscribers. If you want to subscribe, you just click on that subscribe button. It's super easy. Google makes it very easy to do things. And what that does is it gives you notifications of new videos whenever they're posted, or if I was to go live, it would give you a notification of that. If you like the video, you can just click on the thumbs up. That's a really easy way to support what we're doing. If you want to buy something, you can go to clarkandaddisongaming.com. Another good way to support what we're doing. It's been a really good year for us, so sales continue to climb as more people find out about Clark and Addison, how easy it is to order, how quickly you can get your games, how different and diverse the games are. I recently did a poll. A lot of people are buying games from me for the first time to support the designer. I really appreciate that. And some of it is because they wanted to try something different. So if you're a little bit tired of APA or Strat, and you want to just try something a little bit different from a game designer that's active, go to clarkandaddisongaming.com, pick something up. You'll find videos of almost all of my games here on this YouTube channel. So if you just go through the videos, through the playlists, you'll find something. I've got playlists generically for sports, so basketball, baseball, football, etc. But I also have some specifically for different games. I have a playlist for things that I'm working on. So those are like development videos, so you can see how some of these games have developed over time. And then some of them are more based off of the project. So this will probably go into its own playlist for the 2016 World Series, where this will be the greatest World Series of all time ever played on the tabletop. I'm convinced. It's been amazing. And so those are all good ways to support me in the work that I'm doing. As long as you all are still buying stuff and are interested, I will keep making games. So I'll keep making seasons. I'll keep making games. Someone's asking, are you still making seasons for Up-Tempo? Yes. I committed to do the latest season. And when I have time, I start to backfill the catalog as well. So I think 2003, 2004 came out. AIG Basketball has newer seasons as well. I'm continuing to drip those out. If there's a season for AIG Basketball that you want to see, just let me know. You can either leave it in the comments. You can send me an email through the contact form on the website, or you can email me at clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com and just say, hey, I would love to have this AIG basketball season. I'd love for you to create this up-tempo basketball season. I would definitely be a buyer for that. I mean, you're probably not the only one who wants a particular season. So if you speak up and there's something that you'd like to see, I can create most seasons. Just don't always know what people want. And so telling me what you want is really helpful. Yeah. And again, if you have any questions or comments about this game specifically or on base baseball, you can email me if you have something that's a little bit longer form, or you can just leave a comment here on the video. All right. I've talked long enough, 1.5 hours. So thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed. 500 subscribers. That's definitely something to celebrate and a big milestone. So thank you everyone who has made this channel successful over the last 2 years, and praying for more success. More success means more people are getting into the hobby. More people getting into the hobby means more variety. It means more different kinds of folks getting involved, different kinds of people finding this, who are interested in stats. They're interested in history. They're interested in the sports themselves. They're interested in doing something a little bit different with their time than just playing console games. So, yeah, I think it's really good. The more 500 to 1,000 subscriber channels we have, the more YouTube perks up and listens. The better we do at tagging our videos, the better the algorithm gets at putting them out in front of people. So these are all good things, and continue to support your local designers, continue to support the big companies, because they are going to lead the way for everybody, because they have the cachet, they have the history, they have all the seasons, they have the memorabilia, the collectivity or collectibleness, collectability factor, which also extends out into this sort of neo baseball card movement. And so all these things work together. Just continue to support what you like, and it'll grow. So that's how I feel about it. All right. I think that's it from here. Have a good Saturday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.